Ons kyk na gedig 6, Die Snoek, deur Barend J. Toerien. Hoe lyk 'n snoek? Kom ons gaan kyk. 'n Snoek is 'n lang, smal silwervis met baie skerp tande. In die titel van hierdie gedig is dit Die Snoek, so dit verwys spesifiek na die vis wat die visserman vang. In julle vrae verwys dit na die verskil tussen 'n visserman en 'n hengelaar, 'n fisherman and an angler. So julle moet net onthou, 'n visserman or a fisherman is someone that catches fish for a living, either to sell it or to feed his family. An angler is someone that catches fish for fun or for sport, and then the fish is usually released back into the river or the dam or the sea, wherever they are catching. Right. Die tema in hierdie gedig is dat die lewe is kosbaar. Life is precious. Alles wat lewe, veg om aan die lewe te bly. So everything that is alive fights to stay alive. Die digter bevraagteken die mens se reg om die lewe te neem van 'n ander lewende ding. He asks the question, do we have the right to kill something for sport or to make a living? En in hierdie gedig voel die spreker skuldig. So please note here that in this poem, the poet, die digter, is not the speaker, die spreker. In hierdie gedig is die spreker 'n visserman en sy naam is Nico van Elandsbaai. Nou baie mense vang vis om aan die lewe te bly. Dit is vir hulle 'n bron van inkomste, 'n source of income. Hulle verkoop die vis vir geld. Hulle eet self die vis wat hulle vang en hulle het nie 'n keuse nie, dit is hulle lewe. In Die Snoek is die digter die skrywer van die gedig, Barend J. Toerien, maar die spreker is die visserman Nico van Elandsbaai. Reg, so let's go and read this poem. Ons in die roeiboot, jy die roeier, sê hoe om te maak met die handlyn. Gee kort rukkies en as jy een voel, ruk vinnig, hard. Pluk, gryp hom in die boot. Reg. So where this poem starts is with ons in die roeiboot. So there is more than one person here. Meer as een persoon. En dit wil vir ons voorkom asof dit twee mense is, want hy sê ons in die roeiboot, jy, met ander woorde, there is another person, die roeier, sê hoe om te maak, met ander woorde, hy gee die instruksies. He is the one giving the instructions. So two things that is important to note here, they're not on an electric boat, they are on a rowboat, a small little rowing boat. And this person that does the rowing is a very important person because he's the one giving the instructions. The second thing that we have to note is that they are not using a fishing rod, a visstok. Dit sê 'n handlyn. So they're simply using a line that they hold by hand over the side of the boat to catch the snoek. Reg. Dan kry ons hier in reël 3 'n dubbelpunt hier na handlyn. So onthou ons het gesê hy gee die instruksies en na hierdie dubbelpunt volg nou die instruksies wat hy gee. Gee kort rukkies en as jy een voel, ruk vinnig en ruk hard en dan moet jy pluk en jy moet gryp tot in die boot. Goed, so that's what you need to do. You need to give short little pulls on this hand line. They need to be quick and they need to be hard. And then when you feel one, quickly grab it into the boat. Reg, ons kry enjambemente hier. Sien julle die enjambement? Jy die roeier. Sê hoe om te maak met die handlyn. Rukkies en as jy een voel. So die enjambement is om die pluk en die gryp te beklemtoon. So dit beklemtoon die woorde wat ons hier gebruik. Die woorde en die aksies, the actions that you have to follow to catch this fish and bring it out of the water. Then we are using short words and sentences, kort woorde en sinne, en dit wys vir ons dat die aksies vinnig en akkuraat uitgevoer moet word. Vinnig en akkuraat uitgevoer moet word. So the actions need to be quick and accurate. Right. Hierdie woord wat ons hier kry, as jy een voel, dit is die vis. So when the fish grabs onto the line, the person holding it will feel it. And that is when they have to pull it into the boat. Reg. Dan kry ons in line 6, versigtig vir die tande en druk hom onder jou arm vas vir die hoek uithaal en die nek breek. So die eerste een wat ons hier kry in reël 6 staan tussen aandagstrepe. Ons noem dit 'n parentese en dit gee vir ons ekstra inligting. So dit is nie deel van die instruksies nie. It's not part of the instructions that he is giving to catch the fish, but it is important. It is very important because remember we said a snook has very sharp teeth. So he says through all of this, be careful of the teeth when you pull this fish into the boat. En druk hom onder jou arm vas. So when the fish is caught, 3 things happen. Jy druk hom onder jou arm vas, dan moet die hoek uitgehaal word en die nek moet gebreek word. En dit is die 3 dinge wat gebeur wanneer die vis gevang word. Haal die hoek uit, take out the hook and break the fish's neck. Quite cruel actually. Maar hoe kon ek weet hy so vasgebyt aan die lewe, meer nog as aan die hoek? Hy sou veg met sy hele lyf. Hier aan die begin van reël 10 kry ons 'n wit spasie. Dis blank space hier en ons noem dit inkeping of 'n blad wit. En dit wys vir ons 2 dinge. Daar het tyd verloop, so some time has passed, en daar is nou 'n wending in die gedig. Reg? Hulle is nou nie meer in die boot nie. They are not in the boat anymore. This person here, ek, is die spreker. So dit is die visserman wat nou praat. It is the fisherman talking now. How could I have known? Hy so vasgebyt aan die lewe, meer nog as aan die hoek. So this fish is more attached to life than it is to this hook that he got caught on. Die visserman is spyt oor wat hy gedoen het. He regrets what he did. The fisherman. Hy vra homself hierdie vraag. Dit is 'n retoriese vraag. He does not expect an answer to this question. He is simply asking himself in his thoughts, in sy gedagtes. So die vis is vas aan die hoek. Hy kan nie loskom nie. He can't come loose from this hook. Hy kan nie loskom nie. Maar hy is meer geheg aan die lewe. Hy veg met sy hele lyf. He fights with his whole body. So he fights with his whole body to stay alive and to try and get off this hook that is catching him. Reg? Sy stert sou swingel, sy kiewe gulp na waterlig, sy oë snags sou aanhou staar. Can you see the S alliteration in this whole stanza? Die S alliterasie. Onthou ons noem alliterasie halfrym. En dit versterk die beeld van die spartelende vis. Dit versterk die beeld van die spartelende vis. The way that this fish is fighting on the line, trying to get off. Reg? Swingel is basically this action, die sparteling, how he's trying to get loose. Sy kiewe are his gills, reg? Gulp is how they are opening and closing, the gills. Opening and closing, hy probeer asem kry. He is trying to get air. Probeer asem kry. Na waterlig. Now this word waterlig is 'n neologisme. Dis 'n nuwe woord wat geskep is, 'n new word that has been created. And it's basically a compound word between water and lug. As humans need air, lug, to breathe, a fish needs water. So the fish's air is the water, and that way it becomes waterlig. En dan sy oë snags sou aanhou staar. Dis weer 'n retoriese vraag. No answer expected. He is just thinking to himself. En op hierdie manier betrek hy die leser. So he is involving the reader when he asks this question. En dit is by sy worsteling. By sy worsteling, his struggle. And this is basically his feeling of guilt, his regret that he caught this fish, because now this fish keeps on staring at him in the night. Snags means every night. Reg, elke aand kyk hierdie vis vir hom. Hy kry dit nie uit sy gedagtes nie. He cannot get it out of his mind. Kry dit nie uit sy gedagtes nie. Right. And then at the bottom of the poem it says Nico Elandsbaai. And as we have said already, he is the speaker in this poem. He is the fisherman that caught the fish. At the end of this, I have put voorbeeldvrae for you. Please go through these questions. Go through them first. You can pause the slides here. Do these 5 questions first. And then you are going to move on to the next slide for the next 5 questions. And once you have done that, you can go over to the answers and you can mark your answers. And please remember to also refer to your textbook, and that would be of course the Sprach and Sprook en ander gedigte, and you will find more questions and answers there, and also some background on the poem that you will find valuable. Thank you.